And so everybody's on Zoom. So when I ask mom and dads, what are the Ethels and the Marvins, what are your goals as you age? It is always the same response every single time for over 30 years that I've been working with families all across the world. And their response is, again, I want to age in place at home and I don't want to be a burden on my kids. And when I ask the kids, because the kids are the ones reaching out to me,
Right.
because the parents think things are going okay, and because in their perspective, it is going well, but it's at the mercy of their adult kids who are juggling 7,000 things and trying to not get divorced because now my spouse is saying, "Look, I love your parents, but you got to figure something out because now their needs are impacting our marriage and our finances, and
And our children, and
you're
yeah.
not present anymore. Like you have no energy for the relationship or the marriage anymore." And so, that's why it's so important that we have these conversations because nobody wants to be a burden on anyone. And the adult kids, when I ask them, what are your goals for your parents as they age? It is always a variation of the same thing, but it's always, I want them to be safe, is the first thing always. I want them
Hmm.
to be happy. I want them to have the best quality of life and the best quality of care possible. Well, the only way to make that happen for everybody, for the whole family, then is obviously we have to plan for that then. And that means you need to facilitate your family meetings so that we can talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of aging, of dementia, of the senior care costs, and the landscape of senior care. Our, people are like, well, we can just get home care. Well, you may not be able to because what if in your area they don't have any more workers?
That's right.
I've got clients that are on waiting lists with home care companies because they're waiting to hire more people to be able to fully staff what that patient who's trying to stay at home needs, and they can't. And so they end up having to move into a care facility, and then they end up in whichever one has an open bed because they didn't put any forethought into this. And so as far as like from the financial planner piece of it, because I want to loop back to that, it's not surprising that they don't understand these concepts because when you look at for the CFP as example, there's nothing in their training that talks about relationships with your clients. There's nothing in there that talks about aging and caregiving and dementia and like the actual landscape of senior care. They're not trained in it. And so with my training with financial planners, because I train about 30 different financial planning firms. They're on my training. They're training clients of mine because they do want to differentiate themselves. They do know that their clients are starting to get more um, curious about, well, what can you offer me? Like, what value are you providing me? Because I'm paying you X amount of dollars a year.
Hmm.
What am I getting for that? If you're only managing my finances, but you're not also connecting me with reliable, curated resources that I need, like aging and caregiving things, or estate docs or CPAs or anything like that, if you're just working in a silo, you're really causing a disharm. You're really causing harm to the clients. And so clients are starting to become much more consumer aware and expect more from their advisors. And I know a lot of coachable advisors who are like, hey, I want to learn more about this whole aging thing. And I want to make sure that I have the right financial plan in place because many of them do care. There's a lot who clearly do not, but there are many who do care and really do want to do right by their clients.